I got you. I got you. You clicked on the fucking video. Thank God. Let's clear the air right now. Yes, I am depressed, and Street Fighter 6 made me depressed. But that's because the beta ended. Now I don't know what to do with my life. By the way, this camera angle, this lighting, it's shit. It's awful. One of my lights went out. I don't have my main camera. I'm using a webcam, so everything looks like doo-doo. So editor-san, please put on some footage, put on some stuff for people to see that's not my face. There we go. That's much better. This is me playing it on my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Koefficient. Played about 20 hours worth of the game, and I think I have a pretty good understanding as to what my first impressions are on this game. Editor-san, bring it back real quick. All right. We're back in the shitty camera angle. Who am I? For the people that don't know, well, I like to react to shit. I used to once upon a time make fighting game content. That was my main source of content, and now I just do it because I feel like it. Played a shit ton of Street Fighter 4, played a shit ton of Street Fighter 5, played a shit ton of everything other game that you can think of. All right, now we can close that resume up. Editor-san, back to the footage, please. Thank you very much. So I got 3 primary sections that I want to talk about today. The things that I liked, the things I didn't like or should be changed, and then we'll end things off with things that I'm excited to come, among other miscellaneous things. Let's go ahead and preface this by saying, yes, I played on Friday and I played on Sunday. I played 10 hours each day, and I played a few miscellaneous matches off stream. So in grand total, around 20 plus hours. I primarily played Jury, that's my favorite character, and I also watched a lot of other people talk about this game and also play this game. So with that being said, let's talk about the things I love, huh? Let's talk about the new look of the game. The look of the game looks phenomenal. I will go on record and say when I first saw this game, I was a little bit skeptical with the more realistic approach to the graphics. But now that I played the game, that shit went out the window. Who gives a shit about that? It looks good. That's all I'm gonna say. But I will also put on record that I still don't like the fucking paint everywhere on the floor. I still don't like it. Sue me. Oh well. Point being, the game is gorgeous. This is definitely the most fluidly animated Street Fighter game to date. Among that category of things, let's talk about the character customization. Holy shit. I cannot believe how good this shit is. We went from having some of the most amazingly cool avatars to some of the most cursed, vile, disgusting avatars known to man, and I just absolutely love it. For the uber nerds out there, you guys know about the Final Fantasy XIV fashion shows that they hold, where fans and communities get together and they create all sorts of different character designs, or they customize their characters to look a certain way, and then they show it off in like a fashion runway type of show. They should do the same shit here, but with cursed avatars. First place gets a free trip to Capcom Cup. You're welcome. I don't think I've laughed nearly as hard as looking at a lot of these different characters that people have customized. It makes the lobby system so much fun to traverse. Speaking of which, the lobby system is actually pretty good. I like the cabinets, even though a bunch of people would prefer to have a bunch of different text that says play match, play player 1, play player 2. I kind of like the interacting with other different players because it makes for genius moments such as what I just explained. Now let's talk gameplay. There's only really one thing I want to talk about with gameplay, and that's of course the mechanics. Drive impact, drive rush, everything kind of centering around the drive gauge is way more refreshing than, let's say, V-triggers and V-skills. The thing about Street Fighter V that I didn't like at all is that the whole entire gameplay was based around V-triggers and V-skills, which is fine in itself. However, I don't like how V-trigger is a mechanic where once you're low on health, all you have to do is get a stray hit, activate it, and your chances of winning just went dramatically up. It's not because of fundamentals, it's not because of skill, it's not because of outplaying your opponent, it's mostly because you just became a boss character with your V-trigger. And the other player basically has to figure out a way to kill this boss character before it runs them over. Now back to Street Fighter 6, it doesn't really have that. It doesn't have like, oh, let me activate this specific mechanic and my chances of winning just increase significantly. And because of that, I automatically like this game way more than 5. However, I will say that the mechanics is basically what's differentiating this game from 5. Because if the mechanics weren't in this game would play almost identical to Street Fighter V. The basic combo structures are just like Street Fighter V. The way you pressure your opponent is similar to Street Fighter V. There's also shimmies like in Street Fighter V. It's not until you implement the mechanics of Street Fighter 6 where the game starts to become completely different. With the parry system, the drive rush system, and the drive impact system, this game is awesome. And not to mention that they have a completely separate meter that dictates your supers. Yeah, this game automatically becomes a completely different game. And because of that, I like the new mechanics. they're great. They're not perfect, but they're pretty great. I like them way more than in previous games. People were discovering tactics every hour, because we had training mode in this beta, and which allowed for a lot of discoverability. And man, some of the stuff that you can do with these mechanics are insane. So with that being said, gameplay, pretty freaking good. I also love the fact that this game has rollback and crossplay. This game is literally just giving us everything we have ever asked for in a fighting game and more. You know what else I love? GamerSupps, which is today's sponsor of the video. Don't worry, I'll leave a timestamp of when I'm going to be ending this ad. But for you fellas that are chads and will stick around to see what GamerSupps is, you're awesome. GamerSupps is a gaming energy supplement that you can put in some water, shake it up, and get yourself some nice energy. And not only that, but they also have caffeine-free flavors, which I love because I don't like to have too much energy at this time of the day. It's currently like nighttime, so caffeine-free flavors are amazing. It's also 0 calories and keto-friendly, which is nice. You don't have to worry about different types of sugar fillers that other energy supplements have, let alone other flavor enhancers have. I swear up and down by this project, and I recently got a brand new flavor called Guilty Pleasure, which is Kaho Shibuya's flavor. It's delicious. It's amazing. It's one of my new favorite flavors right now. And not just that, but they also have, of course, waifu cups. Who doesn't want waifu cup? These are collectibles, and you better get them quick because these sell out fast. And once they sell out, they're never coming back. This one in particular is a cup that I bought a long time ago, actually, before I was sponsored by them. It's the J Schlatt cup. Big shout outs to J Schlatt. They also have all sorts of merch, and they also have free sample packets for you to try out. So if you want to try out specific flavor, or if you don't know if you're gonna like this stuff, just have them ship out a free sample. It's free. All you got to do is use the link in the description down below, or use coupon code KOKO, KOE, to get 10% off your next GamerSupps order. And you better bet your sweet ass that I was drinking GamerSupps the entire weekend I was playing Street Fighter 6. So I appreciate GamerSupps for keeping my gaming energy fueled. I appreciate them sponsoring the video. And now on to the rest of my impressions of Street Fighter 6. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the things I didn't like. And let me tell you, it's much, much shorter than the things I actually liked. We'll start with the first thing, and that is movement, primarily just walk speed. The walking speed of these characters felt like I had a half ton of bricks in my pockets, which made it really, really hard to fight against fireball characters, because I swear the fireballs are really fast, and me moving forward and blocking immediately is a lot slower than it used to be. And I don't know if it's because they added recovery to the walk, or if you don't block nearly as fast, or if I'm just like terrible at this game. I don't know. The second thing, drive rush, is insane. That is definitely the best mechanic in this game. Drive rush can give you crazy combos. Drive rush can give you crazy frames for you to set up mix-ups. Drive rush can give you insane pressure. Drive rush is nuts because once you activate drive rush and you dash towards your opponent, your frame data changes on block and on hit, which I think is so freaking cool. However, I am hoping that they do tone it down a little bit on the blocking frames. Some of the moves that you can do out of drive rush are just insane. Like, some things should not be plus, but they are. And not just plus, very plus. So while I do feel like drive rush is like probably the coolest mechanic in this entire game, I do feel like a little bit of a touch up on the blocking frames out of drive rush could be deserved, but I don't really care if they don't touch it at all because I love it so much. And the last thing is drive impact. I'm here to tell you that drive impact is not OP. However, I would like it, preferably, if on the drive impact crumple, they could possibly turn up the scaling. So overall, it does less damage as the combo goes on. I think that's fair. And I do feel like the scaling should go down on perfect parrying. Perfect parrying is by far no easy feat, and I have no doubt that as the game progresses, parries are going to be essential for high-level Street Fighter 6 play. However, I do think a little bit less scaling on the drive parries would be great, and also scaling turned up on the drive impact crumples in particular. Crumples, where you get full combos, not the one where you're at the wall, you get wall stunned, or you get wall splatted, whatever, those are fine. I'm talking about the crumples in particular. Other than that, I have no other gripes. The game is so much fun. But I do have to remind you that I'm currently in a honeymoon state of the game, just like everyone else, so I might be a little biased. So let's move on to the last section of the video, which is things that I'm excited for and miscellaneous things. I am super excited to see what other characters will be coming out in the future. We already have our roster because they released an intro that has all the different characters that are going to be in the starting roster, and some of them are going to be fantastic. From what I see, there is no ultra uber final boss of Street Fighter 6 Not that I know of, but that could change. So I'm excited to see what other characters besides the starting roster we're gonna get. And they do have a character concept art sheet that they did release or leaked. So I am going to tell you 5 characters that I would like to be in the game. DJ, which is in the character concept art sheet. Makoto, which is not on that concept art sheet, which I'm so bummed out about. Can you please give me Makoto? Makoto! I want to just grab people, fuck them up. 3, Dudley, which is not on the character concept art sheet, which sucks because Dudley is such a gentleman. I cannot wait to have him. 4 is Poison. I just really like whip characters, and Poison is, I think, a very pretty character, so I would love to have Poison in the game, or back in the game. And then finally, you know what? Give me the twins. Give me Yun and give me Yang. I know I'm treating that as a 2-for-1. Give me Yun, give me Yang, give me the twins. I don't care if Jamie's in the game and he's the pupil. Give me old Yun and Yang after years of I don't know what happened. So those are 5 characters that I wish to come back. Also, I'm excited for new costumes. I cannot wait to see what they got planned out for Juri. I want Juri to have as many costumes as Chun-Li had in Street Fighter V. I want Juri to have so many costumes that if you went up to a woolly sheep, they would stutter in fear, knowing that all their wool and material is going to one character only. I want to pull out the credit card every time a new costume drops, and I want only 30% of them to not have shoes. 70% of them put some Crocs or some shoes on her. I'm excited for my career mode. My career mode, or World Tour mode, I think is what they're calling it. I'm sorry, I keep calling it my career mode because of NBA 2K, which I don't even play. I don't know why I do that. The story mode is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for the single player modes. They already got some crazy party modes planned, and I can't wait to see what stories they could tell in the story. Just a few miscellaneous things that I want to talk about Street Fighter 6 is that I did notice that zoning is definitely back in this game. The fireball meta is definitely back. In Street Fighter 5, it was dead for the longest time because everybody, or at least almost everybody, had an anti-fireball strat. The fireball meta was as dead as the Titanic victims in 1912. So I'm glad that it's back. I seriously am. I do like throwing fireballs. I just play a character that doesn't play the fireball meta. Juri's fireballs are more for locking your opponents down rather than trading fireballs and chucking plasma at the opponent. So I personally had a little bit of a tough time dealing with zoning, but it doesn't mean that I don't like it, because I'm probably going to be playing Ryu or Guile or Ken, and they're going to be chucking plasma, and I'm going to be very happy doing it. Also, I'm really glad that Street Fighter 6, let alone the beta, actually didn't have Guilty Gear Strive levels of loading. That game took days to load on launch or even in the beta. I'm glad that Street Fighter 6 was pretty easy to boot up and to get into matches. Also, I'm really glad that a lot of OGs from the Street Fighter 4 days are coming back to play Street Fighter 6, either because they didn't like Street Fighter 5 or they're just coming out of retirement because there's a new Street Fighter game. Either way, it's a sight for sore eyes to see people like NuckleDu and Mike Ross and Xian. Well, Xian was been playing Street Fighter 5, but either way, a bunch of OGs from the Street Fighter 4 days are coming back to play this game. Anyways, to kind of TLDR, summarize, give a big bow on this birthday present that I call a video. The game was fun. I'm excited to play more. I'm excited to try out more characters. I'm excited for the future. This game is doing everything that we want them to do. Rollback, crossplay, features, single player, cool characters, everything. They're doing everything right with this game, and I am so excited to see what's to come. Let me know what you guys think of Street Fighter 6 or your beta experiences, or if you didn't get into the beta, my condolences. You'll get it next time, I'm sure. Editor-san, please roll my intro. Thank you. Thank you very much.